Hey guys, welcome back to Hoops and Huddles, episode number 5. I'm Braden. And
I'm
today
Dashel.
we have an episode full of college basketball. That's going to be the main topic. It's Selection Sunday, the day of this recording, and we just got the brackets. We've already filled them out. We're going to show you. He hasn't filled it out. He knows what he's going to do, and we're going to show you what's going to happen. We're going to tell you what our predictions are.
All right.
So let's just get right into it. Dashel, let's see your bracket that we're going to be making. Okay,
We
just you.
are locked in, and we are here making this. I'm going first, and he'll go second. Okay. As always, with these brackets, of course, we will be doing a March Madness bracket challenge, and we haven't decided yet, but probably with a free will donation buy-in, and winner will keep the pot. If one of us two win, we keep it and provide a better podcast for you guys. So that's our goal with this. So blow it up, tell everybody, join it. If you want to just join for free, that's fine too. But anywhere from $0 to $1 million, anything works. Okay, but we're gonna get right into it. The link will be probably in our Instagram and in the YouTube description. But anyways, starting with the South, Auburn versus whoever
Alabama
the heck that
State,
is.
or I don't know who the other one is, but yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to pick Auburn. Okay, on to the next. Okay, Louisville-Creighton, probably going to be one of the closest games for this first round of 64. I got Creighton winning. Michigan versus UC San Diego. I guess Creighton was the upset, but first major upset, we got UC San Diego beating Michigan. Just because I hate Michigan a lot. I think Awati Titi Jones, yeah, he averages 19.5. He's going to have 40, of course.
I don't know
That's
about
a lock
that.
right there. Everybody should be picking that. Of course we are. Look at Michigan. They can't even beat anybody at this point. Jeez. Can't even put up 60 points in a game. Horrible. All right. Texas A&M versus Yale. Yale is actually a good team according to Braden Smith, but we're going to Texas A&M. Ole Miss versus San Diego State or UNC. I have, first of all, San Diego State beating UNC and San Diego State beating Ole Miss.
Okay.
So there's what's that? 2 upsets in this? Okay. All right, 3-14 Iowa State, probably going to beat Lipscomb. Marquette versus New Mexico. I'm unfortunately going to have to pick Marquette, even though I really don't want to. It's not a good pick at all. Michigan State is going to beat Bryant. Okay, back to the top. For the round of 32 in the South, I have Creighton beating Auburn. Texas A&M beating Creighton. Iowa State and Michigan State. Ending with Creighton and Michigan State is going to win the South. You have any opinions yet?
Michigan State winning the South. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to be in the Sweet 16. I don't think they're going to make. I don't think they're winning the South. But, that's your pick. That's your pick.
Well, I'm always right. I'm always right, so.
We'll see.
All right, on to the West. Florida versus Norfolk State. Yep, picking Florida here. Moving on to the next. UConn versus Oklahoma. Pick UConn here, blue blood school. Memphis versus Colorado State. Here's another 12-5 upset that I can see happening. So, we're going to go into here and we're going to look at some of these notables. Ooh, they beat UConn, Michigan State. Final 4 team for me, apparently. Let's go to Colorado State. Looks like they are hot right now. Only playing the same team for the past, month. But they have not lost in March, and I think that is going to stay the same with another 12-5 upset. Colorado State over Memphis. Maryland versus GCU. GCU always just sneaks their way into this and finds a way how to beat someone, but we're probably just going to go with Maryland here. Might as well. Missouri and Drake. Drake is... Oh, well, by the record, I should probably pick Drake. And Drake's a pretty good rapper. Unless if it's an A minor.
All right. I agreed with the first sentence, but not the second. Who the heck are the Bradley
Miami.
Braves?
Oh, that's an elite college basketball team out of the Bradley... I don't know. Oh, Missouri beat Alabama. Score a lot of points. Must mean that they got pretty good players. Like Mark Mitchell here. So we're going to pick Missouri.
What a great analysis,
Elite ball
Tony.
knowledge coming out. Of course. Texas Tech. I hate Kansas, so we're going to pick Arkansas. Screw Hunter Dickinson. I hate that guy. St. John's. All right. Round of 32. Florida or UConn. Got Florida here. Maryland. Missouri or Texas Tech? Huh. Probably Texas Tech. St. John's. Florida. We're going to go stock here. We're going to pick St. John's for the Final Four. And we have Michigan State versus St. John's, and I got St. John's making the finals. Or, I don't know, the championship game? What do you call it? Probably that.
Yeah. National
All right,
championship.
we got... Okay, shut up. Okay. We have Duke versus...
Randoms.
Whoever. Duke. Yep. They might even rest Cooper Flag again in this game. I wouldn't be surprised. But they just need Cooper Flag healthy for this Sweet 16 here. That's all that matters. That Cooper Flag is healthy there. 8-9, don't know about much either, or any of these teams other than Duke, really, but probably Baylor, Oregon, Arizona, BYU, Wisconsin. We're just going to have no upsets in this entire first round of this side. That's a bad take, but that's okay. Okay. Round of 32. Duke, obviously, they're going to roll Baylor. Arizona's going to beat Oregon by a lot. BYU is going to beat Wisconsin because the March Mormons coming out. Alabama going to beat St. Mary's. BYU over Alabama. Duke and Duke. Quit laughing.
We have... Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
What are you going to say? What are you going to say? This is elite ball
I know,
knowledge
that's
right
the
here.
problem.
Yeah.
That's the
Who
problem.
don't know what they're talking about, brain spent grandpa?
That's-
Who don't know what they're talking about?
Oh, my word.
All right. Houston versus Suey. I got Houston. Gonzaga, that one's for you, Mr. Griffin. McNeese or Clemson. Probably going to pick Clemson here. Screw Purdue. I got High Point winning that game.
No way.
Look at that. Purdue is 22-11 and a 4 seed. That is just a horrible.
Look who's there. Look who's there.
Yeah. What do you mean? Oh, screw Braden Smith. He is horrible.
He's not horrible. He's up for Player of the Year,
HPU.
actually. So.
He's not even the best player on his own team. How is he supposed to be Player of the Year and he's not
He
even the
almost
best player on
averages
his
a
own
double-double. Okay.
team? Got Cooper Flag. That's all I got to say. All right. Illinois versus Texas or Xavier. I got Texas winning that game and then Illinois beating them. Kentucky could lose again because, Troy might have Jack Golke too. But, yeah, Kentucky's not letting that slide. So, we're just going to move on. UCLA or Utah State. I might just pick the 10 because I haven't picked a 10 in a long time. And I kind of need a 10
You literally
to win
picked
one of
10
these
on the other side of the
because
bracket.
that's how bracket.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
did.
didn't. Did I?
Picked Arkansas.
What did I pick? Oh yeah, I said screw Kansas. Yeah, screw Kansas. Yeah, we got Utah State.
Jordan
Might as
Love
well.
School.
Tennessee. Screw Jordan Love. Actually, I'm not even going to pick them anymore because of that. I'm not even going to pick him anymore because of that. This is a perfect bracket.
I just ruined
so
your
far.
bracket.
Houston, Clemson, Kentucky, Tennessee, Kentucky, Houston. Now let's look at the Final Four and let's see if yeah, so that is just way too many 1 and 2 seeds there. So we're going to have to switch something up. We're going to go with Creighton beating Michigan State there.
No.
In the Sweet 16. There we go. That looks like a March bracket right there. 9-2-1-1. That looks perfect. Actually, you know what? We're going to move Tennessee up to the Final Four as well. All right, that's March Madness right there. Duke. How many total points? Let's see. Let's preview this matchup. Let's see how many total points is normally scored for the Duke Blue Devils. Okay, so they hover around 75-ish, 80-ish. So we're going to go with 80 because I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. Now, with St. John's immaculate defense, this could actually this is going to be a low-scoring affair. St. John's, they hover around.
This is great.
Let's see. I know. I knew that. We're going to go with St. John's scoring about 72 and Duke scoring about 75. So what would that math be on that? Hold up. Got to get the phone out.
72 and 75. That'd be 147.
Yeah. 147 total points scored in this championship game. 147. Enter me into the All-State Tourney Challenge, and enter me into the Coors Light March Hoops Bracket Challenge. Might as well. We're going to submit my bracket, of course, to the Hoops and Huddles. And we're not going to put that in. Okay. And we're going to create another bracket so I can show you guys Braden Smith's.
All right.
Create. All right.
Okay.
What do we got here, Braden Smith?
I will say our brackets do look alike, but don't end the same. So that's at least good. Obviously, I got...
Well, my bracket is correct. 100%.
See.
I'm going to win the... No, it's already a proven fact, honestly. It's not even like... You guys shouldn't even try, honestly, at this point.
All right. You guys should know, as a March Madness person, I am not someone that goes for a lot of upsets, so it'll be a lot of just good ranked schools. But obviously, I got Auburn winning in the first round.
Okay.
I got Creighton. I feel like that would be a close game, like you said, but there's just no way Creighton's going to lose that. Michigan over San Diego. Like you did mention, I did say Yale is a good team, but that's just not good enough to beat a Texas A&M team. Texas A&M, you had UNC or SDSU beating Ole Miss.
Nah,
and
SDSU.
I'm just having Ole Miss beat either of those teams because they have to play an extra game. They're going to be even more tired. Iowa State, obviously, and I got to rep my team.
Screw Marquette.
No. Marquette beating New Mexico and Michigan State beating Bryant.
All right, you want to go back up to this round of 32?
Okay. Go back.
Or do you want to go back?
Just go back.
Go down.
Okay. I have Auburn beating Creighton. It's a good run for Creighton, but that's where it ends. Texas A&M beating Michigan. Michigan's a good enough team to beat San Diego, but not an actual good team. I have Iowa State beating Ole Miss. Did you miss one?
What?
Oh, never mind. And then, sadly, this is where Marquette's story ends. Michigan State gets the win. Can't be biased here.
Yeah, you got to get that logo off. Got to get that logo off my screen.
Then I have Auburn and Michigan State in the Sweet 16. Like I said, no upsets.
He's just chalked.
And
this is
Auburn,
just chalked. Jeez, this is just
Auburn
not fun
beats
at all.
Michigan State. Okay.
Okay, so that's wrong.
Okay, we'll see. On the west side, I have Florida here's a little baby upset. I have Oklahoma beating UConn. Oklahoma's an on and off team. I think they can be on for UConn.
Screw Oklahoma. Let's look.
All
at
right,
this
let's look.
Let's look at this, Brainsmith.
Let's see.
Jeremiah Fears. He's an ESPN top 100 player. It looks like.
This is UConn.
Looks like UConn is going to find a way to win. They're just a hot team, aren't they?
Just
Brainsmith?
watch, bro. Just
They're
watch.
such a hot team.
Just watch. Just watch. Just watch.
They're hot right now, aren't they,
They
Brainsmith?
They beat
That's a
Arizona.
Great take. Oh gosh.
Okay, just watch. Just watch. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Okay. Then I have Colorado State beating Memphis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, just like me. Must have
Maryland.
happened
Got Maryland, Missouri, Texas Tech, in Kansas,
that. Screw.
and then
Kansas.
St. John's.
Ah.
You can just click St. John's all the way if you want, because that's what's gonna happen. Anyway, we got Florida.
Must just
Florida
copy
over
me.
Oklahoma, Maryland over Colorado State. Let's see, Texas Tech over Missouri, and St. John's over Kansas.
Jeez, can you pick an
I
upset,
told you I don't
please?
pick upsets; they just don't happen for me.
Let me just
Yes,
guess what it's
Florida.
gonna be.
Yeah,
Was
Florida.
I correct?
Yeah,
Was
there
I
you go.
correct? Oh wow! No way.
All right, back up top, I got Duke, and then I have Baylor winning. Liberty could be a scary team, like for Oregon be scary, but I got Oregon still because I just don't take upsets. Arizona,
This is just not
BYU,
fun
Wisconsin,
at all.
St. Mary's, and Alabama.
Oh my goodness.
We don't
This
pick
is not
upsets.
fun.
We don't pick
At-
upsets.
Yes, we.
Okay,
What is
Got
wrong
Duke.
with you?
Arizona. Here's your upset: BYU over Wisconsin, but you also have that, so it's just.
I
nothing.
picked the same.
Alabama.
upset. God.
This is why I didn't want you to go first, because I knew you were just going to say I copied you on everything. And I have Duke over Arizona and BYU over Alabama.
Jeez, almost just he just looked like
And then
my bracket. Pretty much the same
Duke
thing.
beating BYU. Okay. And in the
What about Suey?
in
You
the
got
Midwest,
Suey winning?
Houston's winning. Then Mr. Griffin, Gonzaga, I got them as well.
Of course.
Then Clemson, Purdue, Illinois.
What if I just fill this out for you? Might as well.
Let me see if you get anything wrong. Nope, first round's good. You got the first round right. Okay. Yeah, let's
Should I
see.
keep on going? Oh no, they're Brain Smith on that team. You're
You got
definitely
that one
picking
right.
them.
Nope, I got Illinois over Kentucky.
Ooh. All right, my March Madness run ends there. It looks like, guys.
I got
Okay.
Houston
now what
over
we got?
Purdue. I mean, it's just going to end the same. And then Illinois over Tennessee, actually. Sorry, that's my bad.
Ooh, wow.
Can you guess who's going to win, though? Can you guess who's going to win? Houston. Okay. So that leaves us with a
Final
1
four
2
we
1
have.
1.
1-1-1-2.
Okay, I got.
Auburn,
It's going to
St.
be a
John.
great. I think the Final Four game is going to be better than the national championship. But St. John's over Auburn, and then Houston over Duke.
That's a horrible take. That is a
Just-
horrible take. Why would you
Just
not
watch
pick
it happen,
Duke?
okay? And then, even though they are a Big East rival to Marquette, I have St. John's winning the national championship with a score of 60-65 for a total of 125 points.
Would you like me to enter you in the All-State Tourney Challenge?
Yeah, I'd like to be entered in
sweepstakes?
both. Thank you very much.
I'm actually not going to submit this bracket anywhere.
Okay.
So
It's okay. I have it set up anyway, so.
those are some elite
All right.
picks.
So, as you can tell, I am not
JD's
an
one.
upset person. I don't think a lot of upsets are going to happen this year. But we will see.
My bracket was a lot better than his. It wasn't even close.
I don't know what you're talking about. You actually didn't. You still ended up with what 1-3 seed. That was your furthest seed.
No, my 9 seed
Um,
Creighton made it to
That's
the
because
Final
you
Four.
chose that after you'd already done it. 'Cause
Exactly. 'cause
you
that's
wanted
what
to
you
add
do
some
with
fun
brackets.
to it, but
You gotta look. You gotta look in the Final Four after it's all done. Say, is this crazy enough to happen? And if you say no, then it's not right.
Hey, my biggest
You need a mixture of seeds in that
upset is
Final
Houston.
Four.
Okay, that's the big upset. Even though they're 1 seed, no one would expect them to beat Duke, but it will happen.
That's not an upset.
Yes, it is an upset. You just said it was the worst take of my entire bracket, and it's going to happen.
He's rage baiting me.
Let's see. Who has Houston lost to? Auburn, Alabama. In the recent games, those are the only 2 losses they have. They've beaten Arizona, Kansas, Texas Tech, Iowa State multiple times. Those are ranked teams. Those are highly ranked teams.
Nice analysis.
Kansas is 7th. Arizona's 4th.
Analysis.
Iowa State's 3rd seed. Those are all good teams.
Kansas is horrible.
Kansas is not horrible.
Kansas so
they're not the
much.
best, but they're not horrible. You can't tell me Houston isn't going to make a little bit of noise.
They're a 1 seed. They're supposed to
Okay, but
make
you don't
noise.
think they could beat Duke?
No, because Duke is the best team in the country. They have the best player in the country. You don't think Cooper Flagg's the best country?
They're the not.
New topic.
They're not.
Why?
They're not
Who
the
is better
best
than
team in the
Cooper Flagg?
country. They're not. They
Yes,
lost
they
to
are.
Clemson.
Yes, they are.
They lost to Kansas. They
It's
lost to
one
Kansas.
game.
But
That
Kansas
was
is.
early in the year. Now they all click. They just won the ACC without
But Kansas
Cooper
is
Flagg.
trash, right? But they beat Duke.
Yeah, they are.
And Houston beat Kansas.
They're locked in.
They also lost to Kentucky. They
Duke
lost to
is
Kentucky.
locked in. They just won the ACC without Cooper
It was
Flagg.
2 games. It was 2 games.
They still won the
obviously,
ACC
obviously he's
without
not the
Cooper
best
Flagg.
player in college basketball then, if they can win without him. If
Yes,
they can
he
win without
is.
Cooper Flagg, how would he be the best player?
If they can win without him, then that means that they're going to be the best team in the country when they
No.
win with him.
No.
Cooper Flagg is who is better
Braden
than Cooper
Smith.
Flagg? Oh, he's not even the best player on
Yes,
his
he
own team.
is.
That one guy was better.
Braden
than
Smith is the only reason why Purdue's even a 4 seed.
him. Cooper Flagg's the only
No,
one
he's
left
not.
who's still one
Apparently,
seed.
apparently he's not. Because they can
Yes,
win
he
without him.
is. They are. Oh, flame this kid so hard. He has
I'm tired-
horrible takes.
I'm tired of the
especially your
Cooper
grandpa.
Flagg glaze. Okay, it's got to
I'm not
end eventually.
glazing
I'm tired
it.
of Duke glaze.
He's
Houston is gonna beat Duke. It's gonna happen, and you're gonna come back to this, and you're gonna be like,
Houston's not even gonna make the
"Who
Final
are they gonna
Four.
lose to?" You literally had them making. You had them
Tennessee. I had them losing.
They're not
to
losing to
Tennessee.
Tennessee. They're
I
not
had
losing
them
to
to Tennessee.
Tennessee. No, they're not.
Yes, they
No, they're
will.
not. No, they're not.
Why not? Why not?
I'll tell you why. Okay. Tennessee is not better than Houston. That's all you need to know. Tennessee's not even.
Doesn't matter.
Tennessee's
It
not
is
even going to
March.
make it. Illinois is going to beat them. Tennessee's not going to make it.
Really? All right.
Please explain. Please explain. Okay.
What do you mean? Please explain.
Tennessee
Why
beat.
Tennessee? I don't know college basketball. All I know is I have a feeling, and feelings are good. Remember back when Loyola Chicago
You
made it all the way
cannot
back there?
just-
I had that feeling, and I
No,
had
you
them going
cannot
to the
just do
Sweet
that. You
16.
can't just say. I had a feeling. Jack
claim that.
Golke was going to hit.
I
had
have a
feeling Jack
feeling.
Golke was going to hit 9 threes against Kentucky and beat them.
That's actually the opposite of what happened last year. I literally said Kentucky's going to roll
Exactly.
over
So
them.
your feelings don't. It doesn't work. Okay. There's no guarantees. I could be totally
this
wrong.
year.
Okay. Houston could get upset by some random 16 seed.
Yeah, they're going to lose.
It's March
to-
Madness. Okay. It's
freaking
March
credit
Madness.
union
This
or
is
something.
my bracket.
Exactly. That's why you can't have 3 1
No,
seeds
that's
and
why
a 2
you
seed
can't.
in the
That's why you
Final
can't.
Four.
Who won it all? Who won it all last
Again.
year? Number 1 seed
What?
UConn. Okay. Number 1 seed.
Yeah, but that's because. Yeah, but who else was in the
Number
Final
1
Four?
seed Purdue.
else?
Who was it? NC State. There's your upset.
I don't know. I don't know either. NC State was an 11 seed. That's why I told you cannot have a chalked bracket.
There's no DJ Burns in this bracket. It's not happening. I'm telling you. It's
Yes,
going to
there
be
is.
like no upsets this year.
There will be someone to step up. great players make great plays, and great players may have great responsibility.
Maybe Braden Smith will win it all, but I don't think it's happening. Okay.
Maybe Braden Smith will win it all. Braden Smith can't even make a layup, the one that I know.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about Braden Smith that's going to make some NBA money and represent the actual Braden Smiths of the world. Okay. You already have Braden Smith. You already have Braden Smith on the Colts.
Yeah, you got Braden Smith. It's the most generic name of all time.
Oh, yeah. Sure it is.
Yes, it is. It is. You're telling me that there's not a more generic name than Braden Smith. That's your dad.
It's still more generic.
Generic on names.
Okay, whatever. Braden Smith, he's on the Colts. He's a great guard. He just got paid. Okay? Braden Smith on Purdue. He's a great guard. And he hasn't got paid yet because he's still in college. And he doesn't make NIL money because he doesn't get glazed like Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag is so much better. He is the undisputed number 1 pick. That means that he is the best player in the country.
Okay. Or he just has the most potential. I'm not saying he's not the best. He doesn't he has the best talent. I'm not saying he doesn't, but he's just not the best player.
This is so much rage.
Duke can win without him.
Exactly. So that means when they have with him, they are going to win the national championship.
We're talking about Cooper Flag being the best player in college basketball. If they can win without him, he's not the best player.
Yes,
no, he's not.
He is.
He's not. Bro.
Everybody right now in the comment section, wherever you're watching this, YouTube, Instagram, I do not care. Flame this kid for not saying that Cooper Flag is the... Are you saying that Cooper Flag is the best player in the country? Yes or no? Okay. Flame this kid for saying that Cooper Flag is not the best player in the country.
Braden Smith is better.
There's just no way.
I'm rage baiting you so hard, and this is just so fun.
I can't anymore. Dude, if Duke loses, I'm going to be so mad.
I'm going to be so happy. I'm going to be so happy if I'm right, because everyone's going to clown me for this. I already know, okay?
Yes,
it's
because you are so wrong.
A cold take, but it's just going to be right. I have a feeling.
That's a hot take. That is a hot take. A cold take is something that everybody agrees with because hot take spews people and rage baits them. You just gave me a hot take. That is a rage bait.
Okay, it's whatever take it is, okay? It doesn't matter. Anyway, everyone agrees with you on this, okay? We all know. You don't even need to mention it. Everyone knows.
Yeah, because I'm right.
I'm
always right.
But
I'm always right.
There's just a feeling. According to Dashville, whenever you have a feeling, you can be right. And there's a feeling that Duke is not going to live up
right here
to what they're still making it to the Final Four in my bracket. But they're just not going to beat Houston. That's all I'm saying. Just breathe in and breathe out. It's just March Madness. Just calm down.
It's just March Madness.
You don't even know the college teams. Neither of us know the college teams. We're just guessing.
Neither do I.
You don't need to act like this is the biggest
Mine's
deal.
correct, though, obviously. So, yes, it is. This is the greatest deal. Biggest deal on earth, March Madness.
Yeah, you're right. Braden Smith's Wi-Fi could be on the line. Who knows?
Facts. I agree. Just like maybe in his camera, like on my screen, is going green and blue.
I hope that's not
seconds.
Actually happening.
And I'm gonna post it no matter what. So he has zero control over what happens. Oh, typical.
Bro, we're just hating on me.
We're just
hating on me. Okay. After a highly hot debate over college basketball, we're moving on to the NFL. We're just going to be talking about the free agency signings, and some of them are trades. But we have a list here of the best additions for each additions for each team, and we're just going to talk about some of the best. One of the best I have is the Steelers getting DK Metcalf and signing Darius Slay to a 1-year deal. DK Metcalf gets his money, even though they don't have a quarterback yet. So that is the only. I mean, they signed Mason Rudolph, but I don't think that's going to be their QB1.
That's a great quarterback. I don't know what you're talking. I'm just kidding.
What do you think about the Steelers making these moves?
the Steelers making like getting. Are you talking about Steelers
DK and Darius Slay?
DK? Yeah, that's great for even though Darius Slay is kind of old, but DK especially is definitely an A grade for the Steelers, but DK is pretty much fills what the Steelers needed. They need two wideouts, or they needed two wideouts. Now the only problem is they don't have a quarterback, so that tells me that Mike Tomlin's planning on drafting a quarterback.
Or we could see Rodgers there. We don't know yet.
Screw Rodgers. Rodgers is not going to go to the Steelers. I think Jackson Dart's either going to go to the Seahawks.
No, he's not.
Or to the Steelers. They could draft Jackson Dart and sit him behind Sam Darnold.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm just excited to see. We have the crash out team now. We got George Pickens, DK Metcalf. It's going to be
facts. How many fights are we getting?
It's going to be like, and Jalen Warren on a 5-yard rush, and then you look down the field, and DK Metcalf and George Pickens.
And then you look down the field, and chains are getting ripped off and necks.
Yes, that's what I want to see. That's some real football. Some real football. Right. Anyway, you mentioned him.
I don't really have it.
You mentioned Sam Darnold in Seattle, with also Cooper Kupp signing there for 3 years.
Okay. Now, a lot of people actually like Cooper Kupp going to Seahawks. I think it makes absolutely zero sense. Why did they trade everyone just to sign Sam Darnold, who's a bridge quarterback, so that means that they should be rebuilding, just to sign Cooper Kupp? It makes no sense to go into rebuild mode and then sign an older wide receiver than what you just, A, let go in Tyler Lockett, and B, traded in DK Metcalf. So if you're rebuilding, you do not want to sign those players that are 30, 31, 30. They should be drafting and building draft capital instead of spending all their money on Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I agree with you. These two additions kind of just make them a mid team. They're just not going to. They're going to be like an 8 and 9 team. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're just setting themselves up to not have good draft capital, but still not be good enough to win a Super Bowl. I don't know. After seeing Sam Darnold, I don't know how much you're going to trust him with your team to take the reins, which I think in the Seahawks' eyes, they have nothing to lose from it, but they also just lost $45 million with a Cooper Kupp contract. So
that's why I call them a bridge quarterback. They should do what the Lions did. The Lions traded for Jared Goff, got a whole bunch of draft capital, rebuilt their team, and Jared Goff ended up being the guy for them. But if Jared Goff wasn't the guy, they were going to draft the guy Hooker for the Lions.
That's who I thought it was going to be. But anyway,
I'm just saying that the Lions, when they traded Matt Stafford to the Rams, the Lions were looking to rebuild for 3 years under Jared Goff's contract. Get Amon-Ra. They got Amon-Ra, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Aiden Hutchinson. They got all of those pieces. And Jared Goff ended up being the guy, and then their rebuild was done in 2 years. What the Seahawks are doing, they built for that rebuild on the first step, and then they signed Cooper Kupp and just brought their entire rebuild down for no reason.
I agree. Totally weird move by the Seahawks. We have a friend who's a Seahawks fan. Shout out to him. He's definitely crashing out over there.
Crash out?
It's been an up and down emotional week for him as a Seahawks fan. So we wish him luck.
He's just on a crash out all the time. Okay, so my free agency win is by 2 teams. The Bears and the Vikings.
Whoa.
What do you
mean?
What do you mean?
You at least need to add it.
The Vikings just addressed.
I don't even care about the 2 teams you picked. I can agree. They had a good free agency, but there's no way. You got to add the Broncos in there. They've had a great free agency, period. I guess they probably had the best one. They've probably had the best one.
Okay. I'm just saying that the Vikings addressed their problems. Okay? One, they didn't know what they were going to do with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold left. Okay? So that's one problem gone that the Vikings didn't even have to deal with. Okay? They have J.J. McCarthy. All J.J. McCarthy has to do jeez. All he has to do is be an average quarterback and not turn the ball over. He doesn't have to do too much. He has Justin Jefferson, Jalen Nailor, Jordan Addison. 3 elite wideouts. Jalen Nailor is not as elite, but 3 wideouts that, well, Justin Jefferson, best wideout in the NFL. Jordan Addison, best second option in the NFL. Jalen Nailor, he's good when the other 2 are getting covered and doubled. Okay, they get Aaron Jones and they just trade for Jordan Mason. Okay, so they have 2 running backs and they have draft picks. They rebuild their entire offensive line. They added like 1,500 pounds on the offensive and defensive side of the line. That is an insane amount of mass. And it's not like just like mass. It's Javon Hargrave. Who else went there? Will Fries. There was another. Who was on Washington? Jonathan Allen. Who else? I'm just saying that the Vikings, in my opinion, have had the best free agency. Especially, they are keeping up with the Bears, all the Bears moves that they're making, and they are leaving the Packers in the dust. The Lions are already set. Okay, the Lions don't really need to do anything. The Packers are losing the free agency by doing nothing.
Okay, the Packers have done decent. They haven't been the best.
They have had 2 people.
They have had a better free agency than the Lions, but the rest of the division, they're third. They've had the 3rd best free agency.
The Lions didn't need a free agency.
The Lions needed depth. They needed depth. They got DJ Richards, but yeah, I get what you're saying about the Vikings. Obviously, JJ McCarthy will do fine. Kevin O'Connell is known for being a quarterback guy. Like, he can make any quarterback look good. He just made Sam Darnold look good. He made Kirk Cousins look good. Look what happened when Kirk Cousins goes to the Falcons. He's borderline released. So, I get what you're saying. The Vikings, I think they'll be decent. I bet they will. There's rumors that they're trying to get Rodgers, but Rodgers wants like $100 million, and he's being stupid. So,
if the Vikings get Aaron Rodgers, it's a horrible move. Why would the Vikings?
The
Vikings don't even have enough money to get Aaron.
Yeah, they could. If Rodgers stops being stupid, they could. But give JJ another year to learn behind someone. But anyway.
Okay. But the actual loser of free agency is the 49ers. It is not even close.
Yeah.
What is going on in San Francisco?
They have lost so many players. They've traded away players. And, I mean, everyone saw this coming. They have had, I mean, you got to pay George Kittle. You got to pay Fred Warner. You had to pay Debo. You had to pay Brandon Ayuk. You had to pay all these star players, Christian McCaffrey. So we knew that this is going to happen eventually, and it's just this offseason that snapped, and they've lost a bunch of players.
Yeah. Well, they went all out for that Super Bowl 2 years ago, lost, which was unfortunate. They were supposed to be good this year, but they were injury riddled, and then all heck broke loose.
They have definitely. I mean, they lost Greenlaw, they lost Hufanga, they lost Travarius Ward. Their secondary is going to be straight dookie this year if they don't make some draft moves. And there's not that many DBs to draft. And their compensation was like really bad. They had like a 3rd-round pick was their best they got from compensation for losing their players. So not good at all. But I'm going to talk about my free agency winner, which is the Denver Broncos. They got Hufanga, which just boosts their secondary. They took a risk on Dre Greenlaw. I don't really know how he's going to be. Obviously, he got injured in that Super Bowl, and he kind of just showed a little bit of himself last year, but then kept getting injuries. But then Evan Ingram is like the big one for me. They didn't really have a good tight end last year, so Evan Ingram coming, that just creates more targets for Bo Nix, and I feel like the Broncos are just creating a team that Bo Nix can go and win. He led them to the playoffs last year. I'm hoping that he doesn't get a sophomore slump like C.J. Stroud, because this is the exact same thing the Texans did last year. They built up this team for C.J. Stroud after he proved that he could be the franchise quarterback. But I really think the Broncos could do something this year, especially with their additions.
Yeah, I agree with the Broncos. And they are adding a lot of pieces around Bo Nix, and especially with, we don't know what's going to happen with the Chiefs now because, well, I mean, they're still going to be good, but they're almost getting to the point the same point as the 49ers. Well, they haven't really made that many moves at all. Like, especially with their needs at wideout.
And they lost Justin Reed.
Other than sign Marquise Brown. Yeah. So, nobody really in that division has done anything other than the Broncos.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the biggest key. Is you have to go division by division and look, because you have to play those teams, 6 times a year? So, like, almost a 30-year record is off of the division.
Yeah, the thing I'm confused about, obviously the Raiders have made a weird move trading for Geno Smith. I don't know how they are going to be. They showed flashes that they can beat teams. They almost beat the Chiefs. Pretty sure they did beat the Broncos once. And they could beat the Chargers. The Chargers haven't done anything either. The main thing I saw is that they got Mike Williams back. Then that was it. So that's just great. And they let go Joey Bosa. So speaking of Joey Bosa, he went to the Buffalo Bills, which I think is a great move by Buffalo. He's on a cheap deal.
Yeah, I agree.
So they did cut Von Miller, so he's just replacing him. But
it's just a replacement, yeah. I mean, Joey Bosa is a little bit older now, but that's a lot of star power there going to Buffalo, especially now that they are looking at a championship run. So I
feel like the Bills are so close, and this year the Chiefs are not going to be as good, and
there are so many teams that are so close because you always have you can never count the Chiefs out.
Unfortunately,
I just hate saying it, but you never can. Yeah, you got the Vikings on the come up. You got the Lions,
Commanders
are right there. You got the Eagles that are still there. The Commanders on the come up. You have the Ravens, the Bills. The league is almost. I would split the league in half. There are 16 teams that I could see making the playoffs and probably 8 winning the Super Bowl, and then the other half of the league, complete garbage.
I think we are actually going to we might be getting close to an expansion, considering there's just so much talent. Same thing with the NBA. There's so much talent for every team now. I mean, there's some teams that just still can't figure it out, like the Titans and the Browns and the Panthers. But the Panthers could be a sneaky team this year. I don't know. Bryce Young played pretty good at the end of the year. But I totally agree with you. There's so many teams. I mean, you could literally pick, trying to be unbiased here, you could pick any team out of the NFC North to make the playoffs. They might all make the playoffs considering what happens. It will be hard. But there's same thing with the NFC East. The Cowboys will be decent this year. They had a lot of injuries. The Giants are the only bad one. I mean, the Cowboys, we'll see, because they obviously Jerry Jones making no moves at all. They signed Miles Sanders.
I mean, that's just
and Javonte Williams.
I don't think that the Cowboys are going to be good this year again. The only way that the Cowboys are good is if Dak plays good and CD actually plays to that number.
They will. They're regular season frauds. This is what they do. And then they go to the playoffs, and Ezekiel Elliott's playing center all of a sudden. So, yeah.
Yeah. Another team that I think that could make some noise, well, you obviously have, the AFC North with Pittsburgh. I think that whole division is also really good, other than the Browns. But you got the Ravens, and then the Steelers are always super close, and then the Bengals had an off start to the season, but then they were really good down the stretch. They ended up missing the playoffs, unfortunately. But Joe Burrow, I mean, if they were a 12-win team, Joe Burrow would have won MVP.
I can actually see the Bengals being forced to be kind of a selling team. It's a weird take, but with Higgins still on the team with his franchise tag, he's going to want to get paid. Jamar Chase is about to get paid, and the GM already said that Jamar Chase is going to be the highest paid player that's not a quarterback of all time. They're going to have a lot of money put in those guys, and they already, talking about selling, they already said that Trey Hendrickson can look for a trade, and he was the best pass rusher in the league last year. So it's going to be a weird point for the Bengals because they got really good really fast, and they're starting to fall off because injuries always toll them.
Do we need to talk about anything else here with the NFL?
How do you feel about the Rams replacing Cooper Kupp with Devontae?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense?
I mean, No, I don't know. I like Cooper Cup more than Devontae, especially for that system. I feel like Devontae is going to demand catches, and he's been in 3 systems in 3 years. And I think that it should be Puka Nakua's time to be that number 1 receiver, even though he was last year. But I think Devontae's just going to take away from that, and they're going to be the best team in their division because their division is not good this year.
I would say this is kind of a last dance for the Rams and Matthew Stafford. They gave him a target. They have a great wide receiver core, though, with Puka, Devontae, and Tutu Atwell. And I will say, Matthew Stafford is one of the best quarterbacks at getting his star players the ball. So I feel like Devontae will have better stats than he's had in a while. But I do agree that he is he wants the ball. He wants to be the wide receiver 1, and he's going to work to do that. But Puka, it is his time. Puka is a top 5 wide receiver.
I just don't know. Ooh. Who?
Oh, geez.
Who's your top 5 then?
Jamar Chase, Jay Jettis, CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb when healthy.
Yeah.
With Dak. Only with Dak. If there's any other quarterback, he's not up there. Let's see. I'd have Puka up there. And maybe A.J. Brown. You think I'm missing anyone? Who do you think I'm missing?
I don't know. I'm thinking right now. I just don't think that he's a top 5 wide receiver.
He's got to be.
Jordan Addison.
He's got to be.
I'm just kidding.
Top. He's got to be so close, like 6 or 7 if he's not top 5. I can't really.
So, Jettis is 1, Jamar Chase is 2. 2 years ago was
Tyreek's not even in the
he's
top
not
5
there anymore.
No.
CD is 3. That's 1, 2, 3. Then you have this next batch.
And A.J. Brown, a Terry McLaurin.
I don't know too much here.
An Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, Amon-Ra's 4. Yeah, Amon-Ra is better than
Puka.
Puka.
Okay, then I'm putting Puka at 5. If I can't have Puka at 4, I'm putting Puka at 5. He's in the top 5. I didn't think of Amon-Ra. That's why I'm saying it now, because I wasn't thinking of him.
And then, I don't know.
Because then you have A.J. Brown. Mike Evans.
A.J. Brown, I guess. Mike Evans.
Who else is up there?
You have Nico. But
Nico had it off.
Nico's nah. Well, he was hurt. There's got to be. I don't know. I just don't think that.
Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy.
I would
DK.
I would take AJ Brown over Puka.
I could see that.
So 1 Jettis, 2 Jamar, 3 CD, 4 Amon-Ra, 5 AJ
I could
Brown.
see that. I think Puka's better than AJ Brown. But
Puka just doesn't seem like a top 5.
you think he will be? You think he
Light
will
out
be
to me.
this year?
Eventually, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Not with Devontae.
I still think he will be, but we will see. That's actually a pretty good.
I think
that's a good top.
Devontae might be 5.
You think Devontae's
might be
a top?
He might be. Devontae might be better than AJ Brown off pure talent.
I mean, yeah, Devontae is a great route runner. I don't. If we were talking about in the last 5 years, top 5, I have Devontae up there, but it's hard.
Well, then that whole list changed. Like past 5 years, it's Jettis, Devontae, Tyreek Hill.
CD's still up there for me.
I don't know. It's Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. I don't know. Devontae is a great wide receiver still, but still for me, it wasn't worth replacing Cooper Kupp. I don't think it was that big of a deal. But we'll see.
I don't know. It was just a move that happened.
Other than that, I don't have a lot of besides the Commanders trading for Laramie Tunzel, I think that's a good trade. boosting up the offensive line.
Yeah.
I think some of the main points for the free agency so far is the Cowboys are not making any moves to improve their team, and
No, that's not that stupid.
the Broncos,
That's
the
normal.
Vikings, and the Bears have probably had the top 3 free agency periods so far.
Yeah. All right, should we move on to our one NBA topic?
Yeah,
With Steph Curry to be the first ever player to make 4,000 all-time three-pointers.
it's very impressive, obviously. The more impressive stat is that he is close to 900 threes ahead of the next person, who is James Harden. So that's very impressive to me.
Yeah. He's undoubtedly the greatest shooter of all time. My greatest point guard of all time.
I have it too, even over Magic. Can we classify Magic as something else?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's technically too tall to be a point guard.
He should not. I don't think
He's like a
point
Ben
guard.
Simmons.
So is LaMelo with. Yeah.
I hope Ben Simmons.
I think that Steph Curry is.
I hope Ben Simmons comes back.
I think that Steph Curry is like a true.
I hope Ben Simmons
What?
comes back to his prime in LA. That would be fun to see.
Shooter in the building.
Oh, I saw a stat. It was like, now Ben Simmons is only 3,995 threes away from Curry.
Oh.
Catching strays for no reason.
He's an elite shooter as well. He's an elite shooter.
All right.
All right. Well, is that
I think
about
that's
it?
about it. Just remember.
All right.
Duke is going to lose in the Final Four. Okay?
It's not going to happen. But even more important than that, make sure you join the Hoops and Huddles Bracket Challenge right now.
In this moment.
Right now. Just go do it right now. Yes, right now. When you see this, join it right
and
now.
you have my take.
Me
You have my
and
take.
him have to. Me and yeah. Well, my take's obviously
Okay.
better, but me and Braden still have to talk about if we want to do pay or free will donation or not. But we'll figure all that out. It'll be on the Instagram.
I think we both have agreed, though, that we will
And-
try and get a guest on the podcast if they win. Pretty sure we agreed on that. So
Yeah, if they win,
Yeah.
if they want to too. Plus, we got the NFL draft coming up. We got Braden's going to be there, so
exclusive
we're going to try to get
content.
one analyst. Yeah, try to get analyst onto our show. Two, I don't know, fans
probably
content.
can. And I will get
Like, just-
some drunk people on the podcast. Okay, I will get some fun entertainment.
We are going to pump
It's
we are going
content
to
season.
pump
It's content
the
season.
draft. Yeah. I might even do a live stream on draft night, and we might have like FaceTime calls with Braden and see what he's doing.
I don't know about that.
stuff.
It
I
could
don't
be
know.
crazy.
I don't
It could
know.
be crazy
That's-
over there.
That's more to come later, but these next 2 months with March and April are going to be huge
Important months for
us.
Hoops and Huddles, and we want you guys to tune in.
And important months. Yeah. So, make sure you join the March Madness Bracket Challenge.
Wisconsin, we will see.
All right, do not say that. Now I have to cut that out. Oh gosh, I don't even know how to do that. Oh god,
And
just stop! You're
I would-
making it worse. You're making it worse.
okay,
You're making it worse. I have
you
to cut
don't.
all this out.
I
now.
just said I will not.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I'm
just
cutting
cheese
all that
curds
out.
only. Okay, deal.
Okay, but huge 2 months of content. So make sure you follow, subscribe, like. I don't know. Share with your friends. Post on your story. Do whatever you need to do to blow us up as much as you guys humanly can, and then hopefully we can take off after these next 2 months. But
And I'm
Braden,
Braden.
and we're signing out till next time. See ya.
Cooper Flag is trash.